Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to Needs of Children. We are discussing about 10th standard English medium. In that, geography, chapter number 5, Indian forest resources. Let's come to the what are the very important learning points from this lesson. In this, we learn about the following points. Among that, meaning and importance of forest resources, types and distribution of forest in India, conservation of forests, wildlife sanctuaries and national parks in India, biosphere reserves of India. So these are the learning outcomes of the lesson Indian forest resources. So let's come to the meaning and importance of forests. So what is the meaning of forests? A large area of land which is covered with trees and undergrowth is called forest. A large area which is land covered with trees and undergrowth is called as forest. It is generally extensive and commercial value also. It has very extensive covered use area and moreoverly it's a commercial value. It consists of either natural or planted vegetation. Maybe either it is grow naturally, either by planted vegetation is also considered as a forests. And when come to the part of importance of forests, forests constitute one of the natural resources of India. Obviously, directly they provide a large variety of woods which are as useful as fuel, timber, industrial raw materials, and even forests provide fodder for livestock and employment opportunities for the people. So these are some of the importance we are going to be getting from the forest. Moreoverly, variety of woods. Still, even today, some of the village area family people, they are dependent on woods for the cooking purpose, used as a fuel, and timber, industrial raw materials, it is provided by the forests. Forests are providing the fodder for the livestock. So the animals which are living in a forest area, it's a main livestock, fodder for them. And even many of the people, they are getting the employment opportunities in the forest. Indirectly, forests are preserve the physical features, check the soil erosion, control floods and regulate the flow of rivers. So these are indirectly forests are providing the very important role. Forests prevent desertification, help to improve the soil fertility, make the climate equable and help to maintain ecological balance. Even they provide the shelter for the wildlife. So these are indirectly forests are playing a very important role. This is about the importance of the forest. Let's come to the which are the types of forests. In India, the types of forests depend upon the climate, soil, relief features. On the basis of that, here forests have been classified as a most important factor, so that India, it is classified into 6 main types. Because of India is a vast country and it has a great variety of forests. On the basis of that, it has been classified into as a 6 main types. Among that, they are the tropical evergreen forests. Number 1, the tropical evergreen forests. And the second one, the tropical deciduous forests. And the third one, scrub forests and grassland. The fourth one, desert vegetation. Fifth one, mountain forests. Sixth one, mangrove forests. So these are the 6 main types of forests. Let's come to the one by one we are going to get in detail. Number 1, the tropical evergreen forests. These forests are found in the areas of heavy annual rainfall exceeding with more than 250 centimeter. The areas which are receiving more than 250 centimeter annually, such kind of forests will have the tropical evergreen forests. And they are found mainly on the western slopes. So you can see the blinking part of map of India. So especially they are found in the western slopes of Western Ghats and hills of northern eastern states of Assam, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Tripura, Manipura and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So these are the location of the tropical evergreen forests. So these forests are dense and trees grow to a great height due to high temperature as well as heavy rainfall. The tropical evergreen forests will be very dense and moreoverly the trees will grow a great height. And the trees and plants do not shed their leaves during the year the same time, because as a result of heavy rainfall and high temperature, they don't shed their leaves throughout the year, and even they are ever green in color. Hence, they are ever green in color throughout the year. So here some of the very important trees like teak, rosewood, ebony, mahogany, gurzan and champa. So these are the very important trees which are growing in tropical evergreen forests. So let's come to the second one, that is tropical deciduous forests. So where the tropical deciduous forests will found. So these forests are found in the areas with annual rainfall of 100 to 200 centimeter. The areas which are receiving 100 to 200 centimeters, those areas we can see the tropical deciduous forests. They are occupied a wide area largely on the eastern slopes. So you can see the part of blinking area. So this part of blinking part of map we can see largely on the eastern slopes of Western Ghats, including Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Chota Nagpur Plateau, foothills of Himalayas, parts of Odisha, West Bengal, the maximum part of India which is covered by tropical deciduous forests. And the trees, the main character of these forests, they will shed their leaves during the spring season and they will be reappear during early part of the summer season. So that is the reason they are called as deciduous forests. These trees, they shed their leaves during the spring season and reappear early part of the summer season. During early part of the summer season, the leaves will be reappear. That is the reason they are also known as monsoon forests. Tropical deciduous forests are also called as monsoon forests. The very important trees are growing in these deciduous forests are teak, sal, sandalwood, kusum, kanzu, myrobalan, ciris, mango, neem, tamarind are the very important trees which are growing in the tropical deciduous forests. So let's come to the third one, scrub forests and grasslands. The scrub forests and grasslands usually found in the areas having a rainfall of 60 to 100 centimeter rainfall annually. The scrub with short coarse grass, thorny trees and bushes are found in the areas of scrub forest or grasslands. So this kind of vegetation, it is found in Kutcha and the fringes of the Thar desert. You can see the areas here, the location of this part of area we can identify it as the scrub forests and grassland. The grasslands are mainly found in the eastern part of Rajasthan, this part of Rajasthan, Punjab, parts of Western Ghats and the Coromandel Hills. So those are the areas in generally we can identify it as the scrub forests and grasslands. So this is the areas which are found the part of the scrub forest and grasslands. And the next fourth one, desert vegetation. Desert vegetation found in areas with annual rainfall with 10 to 50 centimeter annual rainfall. Whereas they are the Thar desert including the parts of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Deccan Plateau. So you can see here the blinking part of these areas, it has desert vegetation. On the account of scanty rainfall, a low rainfall, scanty rainfall means low rainfall, the vegetation consists of scattered trees and thorny bushes. So such kind of vegetation will found in the desert vegetation. Along with this, jhand, kair, kolko, babul, katki and kezra trees are found in the desert vegetation. Let's move on to the fifth one, mountain forests. So the trees and plants which grow on the slopes of the mountain are called as mountain forests. Once again, the trees and plants which grow on the slopes. You can see here the slopes of the hills are mountains. The trees and plants grow the slopes of the mountains are called as the mountain forests. In India, they occur in the Himalayas and to a small extent in the Nilagiri hills. The plants and trees are vary with increasing altitude. Altitude nothing but height. As it is going the height, the variety of the varies of the trees growing we can see in the mountain forests. Different kinds of trees will found based on the height. So the important trees are oak, chestnut, ash, beech, pine, cedar, spruce, fir, deodar and walnut. So are the very important trees are found in the mountain forest. Here you can see the blinking part of the area which are found the mountain forests. Next, sixth one, it is called as the mangrove forests. So mangrove forests are found in wet marshy areas, in river deltas and along with the sea coast washed by the tides. Those areas we can see the mangrove forests. So the areas which are found with wet marshy areas and even in river deltas along with the sea coast washed by the tides. And they are mainly found in the deltas of rivers on the eastern coast. The eastern coast. So the part of eastern coast. In these areas we can see the mangrove forests on the river deltas, and also found in a pockets on the western coast of India. Now we can see the blinking part of those areas considered as a mangrove forest, the location of mangrove forests. The important trees are rhizophora, canes, screeve, pipe, palms, sundari trees, etc. are the important vegetation will found in the mangrove forests. As the tree trunks are supported by a number of stilt-like roots, like aerial roots, because of they have to be withstand in those areas due to the washed out of the waves. That is the reason they have the extra stilt-like roots, aerial roots to submerged under the water. You can see in the picture. So to hold, to stand by the trees, there needs to be the such kind of stilt like roots or aerial roots. So such kind of vegetations will consider as a mangrove forests. So these are the 6 main types of the trees which are found in forests which are found in the India. And let's come to the distribution of forests. So how much percent we are having, where the areas which is covered by the forest area. The total forest area of India was about 7.74 lakh kilometer square. That is the total area of the forest which is covered by India. It accounted for 23.6% of total geographical area of the country. So in the percentage wise, it is covered with 23.6%. This is much below the 33.3% recommended by the National Forest Policy Resolution in 1952. Whereas National Forest Policy Resolution minimum it requires 33.3%, but we have 23.6%. Still there is a shortage of 10% of the forest to maintain the ecological balance. Even it is below the world's average 29.5%. So according to our National Forest Policy Resolution, it requires 33.3%. When it comes to the part of world's average, it is mentioned 29.5%. There also we have lagging behind. It is below for the world's average. Anyhow, forests in India are not evenly distributed, not equally distributed. Nearly 60% of the forest area of the country is in the Himalayas and peninsular hills, and 20% is in the northern plains. So the location of forests, nearly 60% of the forest area it is located is in the Himalayas and peninsular hills, and 20% is in the northern plains. So that is not an equal distribution of forest area. So whereas among the states, Madhya Pradesh has the largest area under the forests, whereas Goa, which is least position in India. So Madhya Pradesh has maximum forest area, whereas Goa it has a very least in India. So this is the concept about the distribution of forests. And the concept of conservation of forests. So it's a very essential because of forests play a very important role in the national economy of India, and moreoverly it's a maintaining the role of ecological balance in all the aspects. The forests are very essential. Unfortunately, the area under forests has been declining in the recent years in the name of urbanization, in the name of industrialization, and so on. So the expansion of agricultural land, construction of roads and railways, irrigation projects, industrialization, urbanization, overgrazing, forest fires, etc. are the main causes for the destruction for forests. So these are the main causes for why we are cut down forests, making deforestation. Hence, the conservation of forests for the future generation is a very essential. It's a need. We have to conserve resource. So, the prevention of destruction, over exploitation of forests and its management is called as the conservation of forests. The concept of what is the meaning of conservation of forests? The prevention of destruction, over exploitation of forests and its management is called conservation of forests. So let's come to the here are some of the measures for the conservation of forests in India. Measures for the conservation of forests in India. So number 1, control of deforestation. We have to avoid the control of as cut down the forest or deforestation. Restriction on grazing. So overgrazing should be avoided. Control of forest fire. Usually it is happening naturally, but even though if it is happen, we have to be control forest fires. The prevention of encroachment on forests. The strict measurements has to be undertaken for the prevention of the forests. Control of forest insects and diseases. Usually even forest is also suffering from some of the diseases and even for the insects. So such kind of control such kind of diseases which is spreading by the insects. Controlling illegal cutting of the trees. The illegal smuggling of the trees, that has to be controlled. And then scientific cutting of the trees. So you should not be, if it is aged or if it is already crashed, such kind of trees we have to be cut with the scientific. So that is one of the method we have to be follow it. And usually legislation to check deforestation. If it is forest is cut down, or some of the legal punishments for the deforestation should be implemented. We should encourage afforestation. So through the Vana Mahotsava or celebration of June 5th as a World Environmental Day, in those we have to encourage for the people or to the school students, encourage afforestation. And creating awareness among the people about the importance of the forest. So these are some of the very important measures for the conservation of forests in India. So let's come to about the concept of wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. So how many wildlife sanctuaries are there and national parks? So what are those concepts? Wildlife sanctuaries, WLS, refers to a place meant for providing protection to wildlife because of how much we are having the right to live on this earth. Even the other wildlife creatures are also having the right to live on this earth, so that it is an area where killing or capturing of any species of animals is prohibited except under orders of the contempt authority. That is, it is strictly some of the very important measures has been undertaken for the introduction of wildlife sanctuaries. There are about 523 wildlife sanctuaries are there at present in India. So the important wildlife sanctuaries are as follows. So where they are located? Among that, Annamalai and Madumalai, both are located in Tamil Nadu. Dandeli, Bhadra, Talakaveri, BR Hills, Biligiri, Rangana Hills are located in Karnataka. Periyar in Kerala, Nagarjuna Sagara in Telangana, Bharatpura and Ranthambore in Rajasthan, Manas in Assam, Jaldapara in West Bengal. So these are some of the very important wildlife sanctuaries located in our India. Important. There are 523. Among that, a few of the very important wildlife sanctuaries it has been mentioned here. And let's come to the concept of national parks. An extensive area which is specially protected to preserve its natural beauty, wildlife and forests for a public restriction and scientific interests is called as national parks. So wildlife sanctuaries basically it is protect the wildlife, but whereas national parks it is a concept of protected the preserve its natural beauty, wildlife as well as forests. And even here in these areas public restriction has been applied, and moreover scientific interests is called as national parks. So as forests, forestry, grazing or agricultural activities are not allowed here, and at present there are 99 national parks are there in India. So some of the very important national parks in India are considered as Kaziranga, which is located in Assam. Sundarban, it is in West Bengal. You can see the blinking parts. So Corbett, that is in Uttarakhand. Gir, that is in Gujarat. Kanha, that is in Madhya Pradesh. Bandipur, Bannerughatta, Nagarhole, so which are located in Karnataka. Sarishka, that is in Rajasthan, whereas Dudhwa, that is in Uttar Pradesh. So these are some of the very important national parks out of 99. Here some of the important national parks it has been mentioned. So let's come to the concept of biosphere reserve. So what is the wildlife sanctuary and national parks? After that, biosphere reserve. The biosphere reserves are a special category of protected area of land or coastal environments. So under the biosphere reserves are a special category of protected area, land or a coastal environment are come under the biosphere reserve. Here people are an integral component of this system. Even some of the main objectives of this biosphere reserves are conservation, research, education and local involvement. So that is the very important concept of the biosphere reserve. And here some of the very important biosphere reserves in India. There are 18 biosphere reserves have been identified. So they are Nilgiri, you can see blinking parts, Nanda Devi, Nokrek, Manas, Great Nicobar Island, Gulf of Mannar, Sundarban, Similipal, Kanchanajunga, Panchmari, Agastyamalai, Dibru, Saikhova, Dibang, Amarakantak, Sheshachalam, Coil Desert, Panna, Kutch are the important biosphere reserves has been identified in India. That's it about today's session. I hope you have understood till now what we are discussed. In case if you are having any doubts, you can comment in the comment box. And I will come back with the next video. Until, keep watching my channel. So thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next session. Bye bye. Take care.